Just end him. That was the goal of a group of 10 and 11-year-old girls who, surprise police say, wanted to kill a boy at school. The motive? He's accused of cheating on one of them, so she wants him dead. The murder plot was simple. According to the police report, 4 fifth-grade students at Legacy Traditional School's West Surprise campus planned to lure a classmate to the charter school's outside bathroom and stab him in the stomach. And each girl had a role to play to get away with it. One would bring the knife. Another would forge a suicide note to make it seem like he took his own life. And someone would act as a lookout while the other carried out the stabbing. And to avoid fingerprints on the murder weapon, they would wear gloves. Documents say the friends came up with the plan during lunch and recess on October 1st. Legacy administrators worked with the school resource officer to investigate when students who overheard the plot came forward.
What's up? What's up, family? What's up, family? Hey, we got a good one for you. Hey, 5th grade girls arrested, plotting to unalive another student because he cheated on their friend. They had it down pat too. They had it down packed and they were arrested too. Hey, what's up, family? How you guys doing today? Hey, go ahead and wipe your feet before you come in. Wipe your feet means hit that like button before you come in. Hey, let's get some comments in. Hey, answer all comments. What's going on, family? What's going on? You think they really was plotting this, or do you think they just been watching too much TV? You think they've been exposed to too much TV, too much movies and stuff like that? Or you think they really was gonna do that? Man. And they were saying when they came to question them, they questioned them with their parents, and they said one girl was just like, she wasn't tripping. It's like, take me to jail. Shoot, I was about to put in that work. She wasn't even tripping. She was like, man, this is what I do. Like, I'm like, dang. You know, these are 5th graders. They was about to. In Legacy Traditional Schools, I'm familiar with that. That's out here in Arizona. And I'm actually familiar with this school. And man, seemed like you wouldn't have that at schools like that, but you can never tell these days. So what you guys think? You think they was just playing? You think they're just 5th grader kids? You think they should have been arrested? Or you think, you know, what you think should have happened? So let's go. Let's start it off. Hey, if you know, just to even think like that, you know, in the future, you know, can you imagine these women as grown women? Man, they not playing. Shoot, if they was gonna unalive him, you give them about 20 something more years. Shoot, they'll take care of the whole family. They had it plotted who was gonna do this, who was gonna do that. Man, they even from my understanding, they even wrote suicide letter for him. Like he committed suicide. I don't know how they was gonna get that done, seeing that he got stabbed. I mean, what, he was just gonna say, hey, you know what? I went ahead and I'm not feeling well. I'm mad at everybody, and guess what? I'm gonna take this knife and I'm gonna stab myself. I'm gonna unalive myself. Yeah. Well, what you think? You think these girls was just, you know, just good kids, but maybe watch too much TV? You know, you think this should be taken serious, or you think maybe they was just, man? And then they says it just happened. It happened in October, so they've been investigating this for a while. So what you think? Hey, go ahead and hit that like button for me, man. And hey, leave me a comment. Give me some ideas so we can make some more videos and stuff. If you enjoying these videos, hey, I appreciate you guys. Somebody's enjoying it. We had over 150,000 views last month, so that's good. So the channel's doing good. And hey, we're gonna go from there. But yeah, tell me what you think, family. Tell me what you think before I start this again. Hey, leave me a comment, press that like button, and let's go back to the story. We're gonna go back to the story. We'll come back and talk.
Dead. The murder plot was simple. According to the police report, 4 fifth-grade students at Legacy Traditional School's West Surprise campus planned to lure a classmate to the charter school's outside bathroom and stab him in the stomach. and each girl had a role to play to get away with it. One would bring the knife, another would forge a suicide note to make it seem like he took his own life, and someone would act as a lookout while the other carried out the stabbing. And to avoid fingerprints on the murder weapon, they would wear gloves. Documents say the friends came up with the plan during lunch and recess on October 1st. Legacy administrators worked with the school resource officer to investigate when students who overheard the plot came forward. The next day, their backpacks were searched and the suspects were individually questioned with their parents present. All 4 children were then arrested for threatening and disorderly conduct misdemeanor charges.
Okay, so if they planned on doing it, so when they came to school, they took their book bags and they searched their stuff. They never said that they found gloves. They never found a knife. Like, come on. They never found any of the stuff, so they didn't get charged with any weapons or anything. So they getting charged for just talking. Just talking. Kids, they have very creative minds, and they have very creative minds, and you know, looking at this now, I don't think it's anything. I don't think they was even planning on doing it. You know, if they had had some gloves in the backpack, they surprised them and searched them because they did not know that, that somebody had already told on them. So, like, come on now. And then, I'm sure they tricked them into saying, what was the plan? And that's what did it. When they talked to him and they like, well, she was going to have a knife. And then I said I was going to do this. And then I said I was going to do that. And then she was going to look out. Man, wow. But everything should have been really taken care of when they took the girls and they actually looked through their stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. If you were to look through their stuff and they had a knife, they had some gloves, they had a suicide note, then okay, it's on. But if they didn't have all that, which they did never say, they didn't get charged with a knife or anything like that. So, I mean, what just some kids with imagination, and that's what's wrong with today because you can't do nothing anymore. When I grew up, we grew up with bullies. We grew up with everything, and that just made you tougher, you know, people pick on you, all that. Man, they don't allow anything these days. Like, and then, just my opinion, that's why, the kids are growing up and first little thing happened, they're tripping out. You know, right now, suicide is at its highest right now. We at our highest. They talking about by the time the end of the year, we'll be over 700 something thousand. 700 something thousand. And that's because people aren't able to take any pressure. And more pressure is going to come. More and more pressure. Look at the world. Look at we not, I mean, money's a big thing because your rent, and different stuff like that is no jobs. But man, people cannot take pressure and they're not willing to work it out. So, and that's because of things like this. And I really believe that those kids they wasn't gonna really go through with what they said. And that's why everybody heard. That's why everybody heard it. That's why everybody knew. You know, then they came to school the next day and they probably forgot. And then all of a sudden this is going down. And you got fifth graders. You got 11-year-old, their parents is there. Tell them what you was gonna do, Nancy. Tell them what you was gonna do. And soon as they said what they were gonna do, that was enough to charge them. That was enough to charge them right there. Soon as they said what they were gonna do, that was enough to charge them. Let's finish watching this film. Man, sad.
Like he took his own life, and someone would act as a lookout while the other carried out the stabbing. And to avoid fingerprints on the murder weapon, they would wear gloves. Documents say the friends came up with the plan during lunch and recess on October 1st. Legacy administrators worked with the school resource officer to investigate when students who overheard the plot came forward. The next day, their backpacks were searched and the suspects were individually questioned with their parents present. All 4 children were then arrested for threatening and disorderly conduct misdemeanor charges. The police report says 3 of the students showed remorse, but the 4th would smile and laugh while making excuses for their actions.
Okay, family. Hey, what do you think about this episode? That was a good episode. Shocking plot. Young girls plan to harm classmate over cheat. Hey, hit that like button. Hey, thank you for coming. If it's one of you or a million of you, I appreciate you. It's a million other channels out there, but you decided to watch mine. Hey, walk to live. Make sure we walk or run in the morning. I'll be on tomorrow. I'll be putting a walking video up tomorrow. Hey, I'll see you guys tomorrow, family. Thank you for being part of the channel. Thank you for being part of the family. Thank you for the 65 new subscribers we just got. And I appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.